Welcome to Darren Daily On Demand, your most trusted resource to help you become better every day. Today's episode is a special one. We're trying something new and exciting today. We are teaming up with Google's new Notebook LM AI to bring you a dynamic podcast recap of this week's Darren Daily Mentor Sessions completely generated by AI. Wait till you hear it. This week on Darren Daily, Darren guided you through 3 keys to finding your breakthrough ideas. He revealed a unique strategy to create your personal fortune and showed you how to apply leverage for effortless exponential business growth. So sit back and listen to this interesting AI-generated recap discussion of this week's Darren Daily Sessions.
Ever feel like you're running on one of those airport moving walkways? You know what I mean? Like you're putting in the effort, but going nowhere fast.
Yeah.
Like everyone else just gets it, how to win at life. And you're stuck in the tutorial.
Yeah.
Well, get ready because this deep dive, we're about to unlock some serious cheat codes today.
Okay.
We're diving into Darren Hardy and his Darren Daily insights, all about finding your breakthrough in business, in life, in everything.
It's so common, right? To feel stuck.
Right.
Like if I just work harder, be better.
Yeah.
But it often feels like we're pushing this boulder uphill.
Totally. It's like everyone else is playing the game on a faster internet connection,
Yeah.
And Hardy, he throws out this insane stat right off the bat about wealth in America. Less than 1% are actually wealthy.
Right.
95% are not.
Wow.
Most are actually drowning in debt.
Yeah. It's a real wake-up call, isn't it?
Yeah.
That the usual path, the one that we're told to be on that everyone else is on, well, it rarely leads to those extraordinary results that we all really want.
Yeah.
It's like following the herd straight off a cliff.
Right.
Hardy's point is that in order to break free, you've got to break away from the pack mentality.
So you're telling me to be different? Be a rebel? It's not exactly new.
Not necessarily just to be different for the sake of being different,
Okay.
but to recognize that the same old thinking is going to give us the same old results.
Okay.
So imagine if everyone is stuck in their lane on the highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the real opportunity, the breakthrough, is to get off the highway altogether.
Okay.
That's where you find the blue ocean,
Yeah.
the uncontested space.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm starting to see where we're going with this.
Okay.
So how do we find this off-the-highway opportunity?
One way is to look outside of your usual bubble.
Okay.
Hardy actually calls this the blind leading the blind syndrome.
Okay.
We get stuck in our routines, in our industries,
Right.
and we assume that that's where the answers are.
Yeah.
But what if the solution that you need is already out there, just in a completely different context?
You mean like how FedEx revolutionized overnight shipping by looking at how banks move money around?
Exactly.
Yep.
That's exactly right. They borrowed a solution from a completely different field.
Wow.
Or how about this ban roll-on deodorant?
Okay.
Do you know what inspired that design?
Don't tell me it was a glue stick.
Close. Ballpoint pens. The technology was already there, just waiting to be applied in a new way. And let's not forget about Apple.
Right.
They've built an empire on this.
Right.
Taking existing technologies, touchscreens, MP3 players, and packaging them in revolutionary ways.
So it's about opening our minds to solutions and ideas from these unexpected places.
Yes.
But then Hardy throws us a curveball.
Okay.
He says product quality isn't the be-all and end-all of success.
Okay.
Now, before anyone listening starts making shoddy products and blaming us, let's be clear.
Right.
We still care about quality.
Yeah.
But he's arguing that a great product won't just sell itself.
It won't.
He introduces this thing called the 10-90 principle.
Yes.
Okay?
No.
Hold on, let me guess. 10% inspiration, 90% perspiration.
Not quite. It's
Yeah.
10% product and 90% marketing.
Whoa, okay.
Now, before you think that this is about being slick or salesy. Okay.
It's not. It's about effectively communicating your value, building relationships,
Okay.
and understanding that the sale, whatever that looks like in your life or your business, it's really just the first step, not the finish line.
So it's not enough to just be good. You've got to be good at showing it, too.
Exactly. And this applies to your career just as much as it does to selling an actual physical product. Think about your skills and your talents as your product.
Okay.
How effectively are you marketing them?
So borrow solutions from unexpected places.
Yes.
Remember, it's not just what you do, but how you communicate it.
Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
So where does this leave us?
Well, this is where Hardy tells a story that I think will really bring this all together.
Okay.
He had this friend who was struggling to sell heart monitors online. He was so focused on each individual sale.
Running ads, shipping the product.
Yeah.
He was really stuck in what we would call that transactional mindset.
Right. Okay.
But Hardy helped him see that by shifting to more of a relationship approach, that's where the bigger wins were.
What does that even mean, though, in
Yeah.
the world of heart monitors?
Think of it like this. The heart monitor itself is just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Okay.
The real value for both the customer and the business is everything below the surface.
Okay.
How's the customer actually using this to achieve their fitness goals?
Yeah.
How are they getting the most out of it?
But-
That's where the real magic is.
Okay.
And really where the profit is, too.
So Hardy's friend needed to go beyond just like selling this gadget in a box.
Totally. Instead
Yeah.
of just a plain box, they created this whole experience.
Okay.
Custom designed packaging, a getting started guide, even access to these online communities and training advice.
Yeah.
He went from selling a product to fostering an actual relationship with his customers.
Did it work though?
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes these business stories, they sound too good to be true.
This wasn't just some marketing fluff.
Okay.
The guy went from losing money to making over $2 million in just over a year.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's awesome for a heart monitor company.
Right.
But how does this apply to someone who's not, selling a heart monitor?
It's all about applying that same relationship over transaction mindset to whatever it is that you do.
Right.
Whether you're a freelancer, an artist, climbing the corporate ladder, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Building those real connections, offering value beyond what's expected.
Okay.
That's how you stand out. That's how you achieve those breakout results.
It's like that saying, people might not remember what you did, but they'll always remember how you made them feel.
Exactly.
And I feel like that's a big part of this, providing that extra value.
Absolutely. And this whole idea of finding those leverage points,
Right.
those small changes that unlock those massive results, it's not new.
Yeah.
In fact, it's central to the work of quality guru W. Edwards Deming.
Didn't he have something to do with Japan's economic boom?
Bingo. Deming was this American statistician
Right.
who was way ahead of his time.
Oh, yeah.
He had all these revolutionary ideas about quality improvement back in the 1950s.
Okay.
But American companies just weren't interested.
They missed the memo.
They totally did.
Oh.
So he takes his talents to Japan.
They're rebuilding after World War II, desperate for a new way of doing things.
Right.
And the Japanese, they embraced him like a rock star.
And the rest is history.
Exactly.
Japan goes from making these cheap knockoffs to dominating the world
I know, it's crazy.
with brands like Sony and Toyota and Canon,
Right.
all this amazing stuff.
And a lot of that can be traced back to Deming's approach.
Okay.
It's called Kaizen,
Kaizen.
which is all about making these small, continuous improvements
Okay.
to what he called microprocessors.
Microprocess.
Yeah.
That sounds complicated.
It's not at all. They're just the small individual steps that make up a larger task or process.
Okay.
Think of it like a recipe.
Okay.
If you slightly improve each ingredient and how you combine them, the final dish becomes exponentially more delicious.
Okay. I can taste that analogy. So instead of overhauling the entire system, you focus on fine-tuning the individual parts.
Precisely.
Okay.
Let's say you want to write a book.
Okay.
Instead of getting overwhelmed by the enormity of the task, you break it down.
Mm-hmm.
Improve your writing routine each day.
Okay.
Refine your research process. Those tiny tweaks over time, they lead to a much better book and a less stressful writing experience.
So it's like you're building momentum.
Yeah.
Each small win fuels the next, and suddenly you're miles ahead of where you started.
And this applies to anything,
Right.
whether it's personal growth,
Yeah.
a business, even relationships.
Yeah.
You don't need a massive overhaul. Just find those microprocesses or those little things you can tweak and watch the magic happen.
This is reminding me of when I was learning to play guitar.
And my teacher would always say, practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect.
Yes.
It's those tiny adjustments, those small tweaks to your technique that over time make all the difference.
It all comes down to leverage.
It's like we've been trying to chop down a tree with a butter knife when we had a chainsaw this whole time.
Exactly. And what's even more exciting is that these leverage points, these chainsaws of success, are all around us.
Yeah.
We just need to train ourselves to see them.
So how do we do that?
It starts with a shift in perspective.
Okay.
Stop thinking, I'm in the tech industry or I'm a teacher,
Okay.
and start thinking, I'm in the marketing business.
So a teacher isn't teaching history. They're marketing history.
Yeah.
That feels weird to say.
It might sound strange, but it's a powerful reframe. Because no matter how good a history teacher you are, if your students are engaged, if they don't see the value in what you're teaching, it won't matter.
Right.
And that same principle applies to everything.
Okay.
You need to be able to communicate your value, whether you're selling a product, an idea, or yourself in a job interview.
So for our listener out there, the one who's feeling that familiar pang of being stuck, like they're putting in the effort, but they're not seeing the payoff. What's one thing they can take away from this whole conversation to start finding those leverage points?
I would tell them this. You are capable of incredible things.
Okay.
You already have everything you need to unlock those breakthrough results. It's not about luck or some innate talent. It's about asking the right questions. Being observant and being willing to look for inspiration in unexpected places.
It's about challenging that default setting.
Yeah.
It's not just accepting this is how it's always been done.
Yeah.
It's asking, well, what if there's a better way?
Exactly. What if there's a simpler way, a more effective way?
Yeah.
Way to achieve your goals with more ease and more joy.
Yeah.
Those what if questions. Those are the sparks that ignite real change.
I love that. So if you're feeling stuck, think of one area in your life, maybe one that you've been muscling through,
Okay.
and ask yourself, what's one small change, one chainsaw I could use here? Maybe it's borrowing an idea from a totally different field like FedEx did with banking, or maybe it's shifting from a get it done to a build a relationship mindset.
And remember, you don't need to have all the answers right now. The
Yeah.
important thing is to just start looking, start questioning,
Yeah.
and be open to the possibilities.
Because that one small shift, that one aha moment, that could be the catalyst to unlocking a whole new level of success.
Absolutely, a whole new you.
And that is what this deep dive is all about.
Hey, before you go, I have something special for you. As we demonstrated the power of AI in today's episode, I wanted to give you another resource to explore the impact of AI, and that is the replay of Darren's AI demo. You'll see firsthand how AI is revolutionizing business and solving complex problems in minutes. Just like today's recap, completely generated by AI in minutes, imagine the impact that AI can have on your business. As one viewer said, the demo opened my eyes to what's possible. Don't miss your chance to see it in action. Click the link in the show notes or head to DarrenHardyAI.com to catch the replay now.